Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how Onro works for hub-based or PND workflow. I'm going to show you the product, each and every step, and how it can be used for this model. So this is a very simple steps for this model. When there is the collection phase, hub at warehouse or sorting or routing phase, and then delivery. So drivers collect packages from the pickup location or merchant or the store, brings them into the hub and warehouse, and then those packages will be delivered maybe by the same driver or another driver. Now let's look at different Onro components. So Onro technology comes with management console that comes with the admin center for zoning, pricing, managing services, users, and so on. Another component is dispatcher panel for managing orders, making routes, assignments, monitoring, and so on. And a mobile application called the scanner app for depot operation, sorting, inbound scan, and much more functionalities. For drivers, we have driver application, Android and iOS, for managing routes, proof of delivery, navigation, and so on. We have customer app in Android, iOS, and web for merchant, stores, and clients who place orders, track, payment, and so on. And we have the tracking page for receivers that's no app needed and they can track where is the package and see the timeline. The next component is communication for sending SMS, email, WhatsApp, or any auto notification for receivers, customers, drivers, and other integration and APIs like payment gateways, webhooks, Shopify app, and others. These are the steps that we are going to go through. The first step will be order creation using API or customer web and app, importing CSV file and so on. That would be the step one. Step two will be making the pickup routes and sending a driver for the collection. Step number three, when driver arrives, driver picks up packages by scanning. So we will have a scan at pickup. So orders and packages will be picked up automatically when driver scans. And then driver brings packages into the warehouse. Here within the warehouse or the hub, operation team can do inbound scan and packages will be updated to at warehouse. Step number five, we will create routes, optimize them, and assign them for drivers for delivery. And then step number six, the driver comes into the warehouse. He scans the packages one by one and they will be updated to out for delivery. It means driver is leaving the warehouse and moving for the delivery. And last step will be delivered or failed. If it's delivered, proof of delivery. If failed, failure reason and the return process, or maybe preparing for the next attempt. So let's do step number one. Let's create some orders or importing them using CSV file as a merchant or as a business customer using web dashboard. But before that, I'm going to open the management console and see the zoning configuration that I have done, and then having a customer account, and then we'll log into the customer portal. So that's the login page for the management. I will log in, and now I can go to the admin center. Before admin center, you can see that I have orders and routes, and then drivers on the map. So that's the online driver that we have, and no orders yet. I will go to admin center, and first I'm going to show you the zoning. So I've created different zones here, one center, one east, one north, one west, and one south. So when I will create orders, the zone information will be automatically recognized based on the order location. Now let's get back to the customers list in the admin, and that's the business customer that I'm going to log in into the customer web portal. This is the customer web portal when customers can log in or register as business or individuals. So I will log in as a business client using the username and password here. And that's a dashboard for customers when they first time log in. So there is no order here. I have the wallet, payment method, invoices, address book, and so on. And I'm going to create some orders. So I am the customer of the delivery service provider. I can create orders manually, like this, for example, pick up and drop, the delivery fee, payment method, wallet, cash, or payment paper receiver, and the drop of contact details like receiver and so on. Or I can create orders using importing files. So I've already made some sample data in this template, and these columns are important and mandatory: pickup address, delivery address, payment site, payment method, and cash on delivery amount. I set cash on delivery amount for 4 of them, and the rest no COD. Other columns here are optional. You can leave them empty and no problem. So I will download this file as a CSV, and I get back to the customer portal and select my file. So here I select which service I want, and then a quick overview of the first order and upload. So the file is processing. We should wait a bit. 10 orders are imported successfully, 0 order has errors. So if I get back to my orders list, you can see that we have 10 orders here. The status are confirmed, and we can see each order details, the pickup and drop off. So now as a customer, I can search by code, by reference ID. I can filter based on service, based on the status. And now I'm going to actually select all of the orders that I have created, 10 selected, and download the shipment label. Because we will need these shipment labels. We suppose the customer to download these shipment labels and print them onto the boxes. So these are shipment labels. And each shipment label will have the pickup zone and delivery zone. So this one, the zone is east, this one is center, this one south, pickup zone is west, center, and so on. And now let's get back to the dispatcher dashboard and see how the orders are created, and we can see them. So these orders are created. This is the management and dispatcher, and we can look at them on the map as well. So we can filter only have pickup orders or drop-off orders or delivery stops. So let's say these are pickup stops and these are delivery locations. And we can see both. Now the next step will be creating pickup routes, assigning to driver, and going for the collection. Now we are at the step number 2, where we want to assign a driver for the collection phase and have a route for him and see how it works. So I'm going to open the Manage dashboard. That's the dispatcher and management. I go to Admin Center, and here in the drivers, you can manage your drivers. You can see the list of drivers, you can register a new one, or open the actually one of the driver's profile, having the transaction, photos, accounting, and so on. So now I'm going to log in as this driver into my mobile application and see how it looks like. So that's the driver application on the mobile device. As you can see, we have wallet, history, settings, and so on, and my route, no active route, and other details. So I'm going to get back to the dispatcher and assign orders to this driver. So when I'm going to actually set a list of orders to be assigned to this driver or making a route, I can filter orders according to pickup zone, for example, like this way. Or I can filter orders according to delivery zone, or I can use map for order selection. So here I can select, let's say I want to see only pickup locations, and then I can select this way, so 10 orders are selected. So I will go this way. I edit the status, update the status of these orders to ready for pickup. It means these orders are selected, are ready for pickup, and a driver will be assigned to them. So I'm going to add a new route, and the route, let's call the route pickup route. And then the start date, the start time, these are set by default, and you can change these defaults in the settings. So the start location for this route, I select this location. End location is optional. You can set your depot address or leave it, and the system decides the last location of the stops. Load deliveries for pickup orders. For pickup routes, you can leave it no. And the driver. So driver, I have John Martin as driver for this route. So I save, and now we can see that all of the orders are updated to ready for pickup. It means we are at the step number 2 and the statuses are ready for pickup. And let's see on the driver application, we can see that we have a new route, pickup route. And if I open it, I can see actually the details, all of the stops in order in the best route possible. And the route also has the number of stops, the distance, duration, and if I click on each stop, I can navigate to the stop using the navigation tools like Waze, Google Maps, and so on. And once I arrive there, I can click on picked up like this way, and then it's the proof of pickup like signature or barcode scanning, or I can mark it as pickup failed. But for now, I leave it as it is because it's number 3, step number 3 for making the packages at pickup. I'm just showing you how it looks like when it is ready for pickup and the route is assigned to the driver. On the other hand, on the dispatcher, you can see that we have a new route here that if I open it, I can see the stops. The route can be optimized like this way. And also each stop has its own ETA based on the start time. And we can see that we can change actually the status of the driver, reassign it to another driver, and so on. So you can filter routes and having the list of routes on this page using Admin Center. So the next step would be arriving driver to the pickup location and loading them, the packages, by scanning. So we are at the step 3, and we assume that driver is arriving at the pickup and driver wants to pick up the packages. And we will do this by scanning labels, and each label that is scanned, it will be automatically to picked up. So within the driver application, we should first start the route, and the route has been started. On the admin center also it shows, on the dispatcher it shows started, and we can see on the list as well, and the ETAs are also updated, will be updated to the latest, based on the latest location of the driver and the time of the starting point of the route. So now driver can hit the first item, he can navigate to the location using Waze or map and so on. And let me select the Waze for now. It shows the best point, best route from my location to the current location. And now let's get back to the application and I click picked up. I can actually make the picked up by manually now here, or I can do by scanning. So I will complete the pickup, the first one, by actually driver application without the scanning. I do picked up, and you see that the first stop on the dispatcher also has been picked up, and now other stops are remained. And within the driver application, I get back and we can see that the first order is done, the first stop is done, and the other orders are here. And now let's assume that driver arrives the second location, and the second location has all of the remaining packages. And we're going to scan each and every label here. So I'm going to open the shipment label file, And this shipment label file is all of the 10 orders that we created before. And we're going to actually scan each and every these labels by the driver application. So within the driver app on the top, there is a scanner icon, and I can click bulk pickup. So bulk pickup means when the package is picked up, scanned, automatically will be picked up. And if you scan the next one also will be picked up. So I click on bulk pickup and I open the label. So this one, the first one, which was already picked up, okay, and now the next, okay, and now the next, now the next, now the next. So as you can see, we are scanning one by one, and the below shows 7 packages or 7 orders are picked up, 8, and that was the last one. And here we can see that we see each order ID that has been picked up. I can hit done, and now all of the stops are picked up by the driver, and it shows the pickup time, and now it's time for completing the route. So it means the driver has loaded or has picked up all of the packages into his route, and now the green icons on the map for the driver, and driver hits complete route. Now the route is completed, 10 successful order and 0 failed. And if we get back to the routes list, we can see that this route is done, and within the order list, all of the orders are picked up. So the next step would be receiving orders at warehouse and scanning them by another team like operation team or warehouse management team to confirm that the order is received by the team and it is in the warehouse. Well, we are at step number 4, when the driver brings packages into the warehouse, and the operation team at warehouse is going to receive packages by scanning from driver, and the responsibility is moved from driver to the operation team. We want to make sure that the same number of orders that driver has picked up is being moved to the warehouse. So you can see the scanner application on my mobile device, and there are some options here. You can create users for this application by going to the admin center and then settings, users and groups, create a specific role or group access. Here you can actually set the specific access that you want to give to the scanner or operation team, and after that creating different users under this role or under this group. By the way, let's get back to the orders list. And here within the scanner application, we have some options. So the first option is check and update, inbound scan, deliver order, and so on. The function that we want to use is check and update. So you can see the first is filtering. So which orders I want to scan. So I select, let's say, the date first, the orders that are created today, 10 orders found, which statuses, let's say picked up. I want to scan picked up orders actually. And then select action. When I scan, which action I need to be performed. I want, for this step, I want orders to be updated to at warehouse. So it means when I scan each label, if this order is within those 10 orders that I filtered before, it will be updated to at warehouse. So I'm going to open the labels again, and I select at warehouse, and now it shows 10, 0 from 10. So not scanned 10 orders. It shows the list of orders that I filtered, and 0 scanned orders. Now I get back to the scanner and I start scanning. So when I scan the first order, you see it shows the at warehouse, and it means the order is updated, and I can see the label. So the label, you see that the delivery zone is east. So me as the operation team, I look at the label and I know where should put this package, on the east basket or shelf for being routed on the next step actually. So the next order, the next one, the next one. You see the number is 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6, and 7. And now let's quickly check orders. So you see it shows 7 scanned and 3 not scanned yet. So let's get back to the scanning option. 8, 9, and 10. So actually all of the orders are scanned, and now we can finish the scanning. And you see with the current filter there is no order anymore. So if I get back to the orders list, now we can see that all of the orders are at warehouse. So this way you make sure that controlling on packages and orders are completely there, and no one miss packages, and it prevents from missing packages or stealing packages and so on. So now we are going to the next step, which are going to create routes for delivery and final step. We are at the step number 5, where we want to make delivery routes. And the logic here that I'm going to follow is making routes based on the zones. So we created 10 orders. They are in different zones, and we're going to create orders per zone or multiple zones to a driver. So I'm going to open the dispatcher. Here is the list of orders, warehouse, and you can see different delivery zones, and I can filter according to delivery zone as well. Let's say the east one, the center. We can see that we have, let's say, these orders that the delivery is on the center, and we can also see orders on the map as well. So if I filter stops and we want to see only delivery, we can see we have these stops. And there are different options for selecting orders. The first option can be by creating a polygon like this, and now these orders are selected and we can make these 3 orders in one route. Or we can actually zoom out and clicking on, let's say, these 2 and holding the command or control and select these 6 and 8, for example, and then creating a route. Or we can do by filtering and table. So for now, because of the demo purpose, I select all of the zones, and then I select all of the orders, and we want to create one route that handles all of these deliveries. So it's the same as the pickup. I updated these orders to ready for delivery. I create a route, let's say delivery route, and I suggest to use maybe dates or the driver code or something like that for the name, so you can easily recognize which route it is. The start location, and then the load. The load is important here. If you want your drivers to scan before starting the route and scan each and every package and loads them into the vehicle, you should do this option as force. So it means loading deliveries by scanning is mandatory by drivers. I leave it as force and I select the driver, add and save. So now we have orders route ready for delivery, and within the routes list we can see that there is new route, delivery route. On the driver application as well, we can see that we have new route called delivery route. It shows the information. On the driver application, we can see that we have the routes, this new route, and I open it. I can see that I have all of the stops, and I cannot start the route until I load packages into my vehicle. So by clicking on load deliveries, the scanner will be opened, and you see that we need to scan 10 orders, 0 out of 10. I open again the shipment label and I start from the top, and when I scan, you can see that it shows the delivery zone, which is east. It shows the order code, and it shows 0 out of 10, and at the same time it shows the sequence number. This 10 number here, it means this is the last, or this is the 10th stop. So if I scan the next one, it shows the nines. The next one, 0, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 6. So 3 more orders are remaining to be loaded. So you can see that driver has to scan each and every package before starting the route. So we make sure that driver won't miss any package in the warehouse. And then now orders are 10 out of 10. I hit done. And now if we get back to the admin center, we can see that orders are out for delivery. And now I can hit the start and navigate to the first stop. So we actually did the step number 5 and step number 6. We created the route, the driver loaded the packages into his vehicle, and now the driver is handling and delivering. So we are at the step number 4, let's say. So driver can hit the first stop, and let's open the route here as well, so we will see in real time what will be happening. And driver can actually see that there is no, don't get any cash, it means no COD, and driver can hit delivered, success or failed. So the failure reason or success, we can actually add signature, or we can actually add photo like this, and delivered. So the first order is delivered. On the dispatcher we can see that that's the photo that I have uploaded, and that's the signature as well, and the first stop is done. So now let's get back and we can do the next one and next one, but I'm going to actually deliver the maybe these last one to see the COD. So it says get 100 euros cash from receiver, so I can set delivered and write, let's say okay, and then the package is delivered. You can also force your drivers to take a photo or get the signature, or scan the label before delivery as an option. So these settings can be done in the delivery method setting using admin center. So now let's mark one of these orders as not delivered or failed, for example, with the reason wrong address, not delivered. So you can see that in the admin center as well, in the dispatcher, it shows failed. And within the orders list, we see that we have not delivered orders. You can filter orders according to not delivered, for example. And also you will be able to see the delivery reason. So I can add the last attempt reason as well here. And last attempt reason, that's the column here. So we have the last attempt reason, why it's not delivered, and delivery attempt number. Each time that driver tries to deliver and it won't be delivered, this number will be increased by 1. So that was actually a quick overview of how it works, a general flow on PND. There are more details, but thank you for watching this video and being with me. Goodbye.